Y'all, this is Marley K. Hope everybody is well. Got a story that I want to share with you, and I'm sharing this story because I had a personal conversation with a really good friend who works for a energy co-op, and we got on a conversation about inflation and how everything is going up, and he was telling me um, he is upper middle class. He earns a six-figure salary, and he works in, I would just say, the power industry, energy industry. And he was telling me about his car insurance was going up. He drives a Maserati. And he said his car insurance is going up from $4,000 per year to $11,000 a year. That is like almost, triple what it is now. And he was like, I'm going to have to get rid of this car because I can't pay $11,000 per year for car insurance. He was like, I got other things that I have to pay, and I don't want to spend that kind of money for a car, that it's, just because it's a sports car. And so he said he talked to the insurance company, and the insurance company basically was telling him, the reason that the price of the insurance is going up is because of the make and model of the car. It's a foreign car. And so he said they told him if he got a different type of car, like a green energy car, his insurance would be really cheap. But because he works for the energy industry, they've already had these conversations, and he was basically saying, if I get one of these, electric vehicles, he's like, we don't have the infrastructure to um, have it. He said, if we get these cars, if everybody on my block got a car like that, he's like, we don't even have the electrical infrastructure to, not today, or in 5 years. He's like, we don't have the infrastructure to support having electric vehicles. And he said, I'm not getting ready to do that. And so everybody's like figuring out these people on some bullshit, basically. And so people are quietly talking about it, but we're also having to live with the inflation and them forcing us into this new territory where the goal is to try to get us off of fossil fuels so we can buy into this um, electric vehicle vision that they have. And with that, all the resources for that will come from Africa. So instead of us, we'll just continue to be codependent on the continent of Africa, but just in a totally different way. Whatever little infrastructure we have, I honestly think that these people know this place is going to be utterly destroyed, and they're just selling us pipes, having people get into debt until the very last minute, kind of like they did in 2008 with the housing market crash, when they sold all these bad mortgages to people, and people just signed up for stuff that they couldn't afford, and then the next thing the economy collapsed because banks made products that they knew, were bad, but they sold them anyway and they made money. Then they got to get back the stuff from people and uh, resell it, or, hoard it for whatever their future plans are, to make them rental properties and to have people perpetual debt slaves, because you'll never be able to own anything, because your credit will be messed up, because you won't earn enough money, because everything is so corrupt. So this whole green energy thing, everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are like coming to the conclusion it's faulty. And even if they try to move us into it, we don't have the infrastructure. And now I'm starting to question, like, is it, we don't have the infrastructure because they're waiting on just 500 million people to be on the earth, and they have plans? Are they going to destroy stuff? Like, what's happening? Like, it don't make no sense. So you know you got to start kind of thinking about why these things are the way that they are. If people are coming out saying, hey, this don't make no sense, we don't have the infrastructure, what's the deal? And that's where we are. So me and this gentleman who I was talking to, he basically said the same thing. He was like, I'm not getting an electric vehicle because we don't have the infrastructure. He's like, and you can't go any place in it because you run the risk of not being able to recharge the vehicle, being stuck someplace. And so he's like, I'm just gonna try to find me a cheaper fossil fuel car. But he's like, the insurance is still gonna go up. He's like, everybody's stuff is going up. Your home insurance policies are going up, your car insurance policies are going up. And people are looking for deals and looking for lower this and that when everything is going up for a reason. And it's basically to create a different type of chaos, but chaos nonetheless, and to keep us poor or debt slaves or to control our movement, because that's the other thing that's going to happen. You're going to control how people move, whether it be you don't go many places because you can't afford gas, you can't afford your car insurance, you can't drive your car, like all this stuff. You got to be thinking about these people are sinister. This is why you need to pray to the Most High that He hurry up and come and get us. He needs to hurry up and judge this place, because we're not going to be able to live. We're just not going to be able to sustain ourselves. And it doesn't matter where you go on the planet. Like the whole planet need to get together and be like, hey, let's have corporate prayer, because even on the continent of Africa and a lot of places, their leaders have already sold them out. In South America, their people already sold them out. In the Caribbean, the raccoons already sold their people out. And you're not really hearing anything about it. You're just hearing, oh, these are beautiful places you should go, but that's white people telling you where you should go. If you are black, you have black skin, you in danger, because every place you are is they need you. They need your resources. If you're us, they need us, because we're blessed and everything we touch is blessed, and we cause everything to prosper wherever we are. And they know this. Israel, no, I'm sorry, not Israel, but the continent of Africa, where all the resources are that they need, they're trying to recolonize that place. And you better believe they're getting ready to have a colonization 2.0, just like they're getting ready to do the end of the second Reconstruction here. They're getting ready to uh, do what they did, like what King Leopold did. They can really go through Africa and get rid of folks. So I don't know why Africans thinking, oh, they just going to be the place to be and they're going to be there. No, they're getting ready to come colonize that place and get rid of y'all. Y'all on the extinction list too. So while they are over there, talking about us and they don't want us over there, guess what? White people looking for some place to go, and they don't want to be with Africans either. There's too many of them. So everybody is on the extinction list if you're not white. And even white people are on the extinction list. If you're a Western white person and you're poor, they don't want you either. So that's why we got all these robots and artificial intelligence and robot police dogs and surveillance and drones. They don't want useless eaters. They rather have technology and things they can charge up and things they can control, instead of nagging, complaining human beings and people of different skin colors and nations and uh, ethnicities, who they can't control and who have their own culture and who are not gonna uh, be controllable. So there's no place on this planet we're gonna be able to go. We need to be praying to the Most High like every day. Lord, let your will be done. Hurry up and come get us. That's what I be saying. Y'all come get us. Please come get us. I'm so tired of these children of the corn. Anyway, let me get into this story. House report finds Biden's green energy policies hurt consumers and weaken the power grid. All right. So it says Papa's green energy agenda has hiked gas prices, threatened the stability of the power grid, and added $1 trillion in new regulatory costs on businesses and consumers, a new House committee report found. The Biden administration has prioritized ending the use of fossil fuels and eliminating so called greenhouse gas emissions, implementing its agenda with a whole of government approach that, according to the House Oversight and Accountability Committee, is damaging and hurting consumers already struggling with high inflation and rising housing costs. So, this is what I'm talking about when you talk about inflation. Somebody having to pay $4,000 a year for driving a sports car to $11,000 a year for driving a sports car, gas powered for sports car. They don't want you to drive a sports car. Period. They want you to drive the electric vehicle, and those electric vehicle options are going to be cheaper. So even if you lease it, and then they're gonna be trying to get you to lease it and not own it, and that's the dumbest thing. People, is America come up with some stupid stuff, and people be telling you, well, you got to get a later model car because it's better. All these old cars riding around the country, people driving these old cars, them old people who got them old Oldsmobiles, them people still driving them cars, and going from New York to California, and from New York to Florida every summer, snowbirds. Man, please. So they sell you a bunch of wolf tickets all the time, and they use fear to move people. If people would stand on business and be like, no, we ain't doing this, it wouldn't work. If everybody would get on one accord and just reject this nonsense, it wouldn't work. But people are not going to do that because, one, not enough people are awakened and understand how this stuff works. Two, people don't listen to people like me and others who are awakened and who are trying to tell you, hey, this is what they're doing, this is why they're doing it. If you reject that, if you complain, if you call them out, for enough of us call them out, they have to back down. Now, don't mean they're gonna stop messing with us, but at least that plan didn't work. But we don't have enough people doing this, and so their plans work. Um, so it says gas prices, for example, soared under the Biden administration from $2.39 per gallon the day Biden took office to a record national high of more than $5 per gallon in June 2022. And I don't know why. I was gonna say I don't know why this page is not moving. The current price per gallon is $3.54, and in a bid to lower prices, Mr. Biden recently tapped into the nation's emergency oil reserves for the second time in his presidency. The Republican-led panel blamed the high cost on Biden's energy policies, beginning on his first day in office when he canceled the permit for the Keystone XL oil pipeline, and imposed a moratorium on new oil and gas leases on federal land. So it says the Biden administration weaponized the power of the executive branch to wage war against American made energy production and cement in place radical far left energy policies that jeopardize domestic energy development, overload America's power grid, and raise costs on all American consumers and businesses. Oversight Chairman James Comer, Kentucky Republican, said after releasing a 33-page report. Mr. Biden has made implementing green energy policies a top priority, setting a 2030 target for the United States to cut in half economy wide net greenhouse gas pollution from 2005 levels. And again, that's why your car insurance is going up because they don't want you to drive because they're gonna make it so where you can't afford your insurance, you're not gonna be able to drive your car. So you have to get some other method of transportation, be it electric, or you take the bus that uses clean energy, or you get an e-bike or a skateboard or whatever you decide to do. Y'all carpool. Um, People are going to start making concessions, and this is the goal. So this is where they're not so gently nudging you anymore. They're pushing you into doing something, to not moving, to not using certain products, to um, reducing the amount that you drive, or reducing downsizing in vehicles so that you can afford to um, drive. So, like my friends, like I'm gonna trade my car in, and so I got to go to the dealership because I'm not gonna be able. I got to see what kind of deal they're gonna offer me. Um, if I can get into something else, and I was like, well, whatever you do, don't get no Tesla. He was looking at me like, why? And then so that's when he explained to me about the lack of infrastructure. So he knows but he was surprised that I knew. And so he was just looking at me and he was all happy, like, golly, girl, you know a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm keeping up with everything because I'm a watchman. I have to tell people stuff. So I need to know what I'm talking about. So that was like an actual boots on the ground moment, and it was pretty cool. But I enjoy talking to different people because you learn so much stuff about what's going on just talking to regular working people. The other thing that he shared with me was that they are having a really difficult time getting people to work in the energy industry. And he was like, he's been working with this company, shoot, probably for 30 something years, since we were in high school. Well, not high school, but since we were out of high school, really early. And he said that, they've been interviewing people. He's like, you can't get people to work. He's like, nobody wants to work. And so I don't know if the stimulus, like, I don't know what, uh, how do you say this? Workforce morale is like. I know everybody is frustrated and tired. These last couple of years have been really stressful. People were mistreated during the pandemic, and it just really soured people. People don't really have the regard for employers like they used to have, and they don't have the regard for work that they used to have because people have been able to get stimulus checks and have found other ways to hustle. They got side gigs, whatever. So another thing that will be an issue is that if we lose power, we're going to have fewer people who are able to get the power back on and travel. Like if you live in a place where power is out because of bad storms or whatever, and they call in companies from across the country, it may take longer because fewer people are sticking their necks out to work. People are basically hunkering down and um, getting ready for the bad times. And so I was like, you mean to tell me the white people ain't? It's like, no, white people ain't even working. And I was laughing because we all know that white people have always hoarded those types of jobs, working for the energy industry, um, laying down the broadband lines, all that type of stuff. They've always made sure that they had those jobs. And he was like, they don't even want to work. And I was like, what in the heck is going on? Mr. Charlie don't want to work. You know it's a problem. They talking about us, but he was like, "You white people ain't wanting to work. White men." So I think it's a sign of the times. It is a sign of national morale, and it's just another sign, like a data point of where we are in the big scheme of things when it comes to the fall or the collapse of Babylon. So take it for what you will. Um, just keep prepping. Understand that the adversary's plans ain't working. People are really figuring this stuff out and we're talking about it, but just not enough people are paying attention. But it just always gives me joy when I see another thing that confirms something that's just good old common sense that, we see. So again, y'all keep prepping, keep praying, keep seeking the Most High daily. Repent for your sins of commission and sins of omission, and cry out and tell Him to come get us because I'm tired. Y'all, we all should be tired. I'm just sick of this place. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these schemes. I'm just tired. And it's just really it's getting to be uncomfortable, and it's also getting to the point where we're going to have to work together because we're not going to be able to live individualistically like we have in the past. um, this is where downsizing is going to come into play. This is where multiple people are going to have to be living in the house. um, We don't have to be sharing resources, helping each other pay bills. Like, we are not going to make it if we don't come together. Israelites and the people, the Gentiles who cleave unto us, we're going to have to come together. And coming together doesn't necessarily mean with people, everybody who looks like you, because there may be some good Gentiles and some terrible black folks. And I'm telling you, I'm tired of black people. So it's getting harder to tolerate them because they're getting more and more stiff-necked, more and more ignorant, and um, you're just seeing they're not going to be prepared to help you. They're going to be, excuse me, something that's a people that need something, and they're going to be taken from you. They're not going to be added to you. So it's not going to be easy to work with a lot of our people. So put yourselves in a position where you will be an asset to someone who has something that you can collaborate with, instead of being a detriment or seen as what the elites call useless eaters. You don't want to be seen as a useless eater, even among your common man. So do what you got to do to position yourself to be an asset and not a detriment to your community and to your circle of people who are awakened, because you're not going to be able to partner with everybody. You're not going to be able to help everybody, and you're going to have to be really strategic about how you move and how you live moving forward. Um, if you got hard-headed children, try to talk to them and, plan for, what to do if things happen, and, the cost of living gets such that they can't afford to live anymore. It's just really difficult times, and people think that we're going back to the way that we used to be. Nothing is the same. Nothing is the same. And when they pull the rug from under us, it is going to be a huge problem. So make sure that you are ready. All right, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload new content. And please make sure you are still subscribed to the channel, because they are unsubscribing stuff, like, people from our channels like crazy, especially those of us who are telling the truth. So do your part to spread the word, to try to awaken people, give them wisdom and knowledge, and understand that the adversary got plans, but they ain't working out. And so you should feel good that the Most High is revealing that, everything that they do, they're not going to be as successful as they plan. So they want to, but the Most High is going to determine how successful they are. And He's pouring out His Spirit among all men, all flesh. So people are telling, people are talking, people are figuring this stuff out. Even people who are not believers are having to tell the truth, because it just ain't right. So much is not right that people are talking about it. So I really, really, really am happy to see that. But y'all stay woke, keep watch, keep praying, keep prepping, keep repenting, and keep crying out, because it's time to go. If we don't hurry up and leave, I just don't know what's going to happen. But I also understand that there are delivers us. We should also pray that we are covered and protected for from whatever is coming to attack us, because their plans are not working. They're going to get angry and let everything loose on us. So just pray for covering and protection as the adversary winds his time down and Babylon falls. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I'm out.